Hey, what's up, guys? Here's another episode. It's episode 4.
Episode 4?
Episode 4 of our Gundam Show.
Gundam Builders of New York.
There you go. You know, I want to apologize for everybody because I wasn't here for the last episode. I was stuck at work. I work a very busy job. I work between 8 to 15 hours. So, very busy. But that aside, we're here today. We're here to talk about some of the shows related to Gundam, or that meet the standard, basically, or that may have started Gundam. And we're going to talk about some other products that the store has, so you guys can be more informed, and can come visit the shop and see what he has to offer.
By the way, folks, I would like to appreciate everyone who viewed our episodes the last couple of weeks. The new followers that we have, thank you very much. We do appreciate it. If you have any opinions or any type of issues or
you have any comments? You have any issues?
He'll cut it.
He's gonna cut it. Anyways, have any issues? Have any comments? Any feedback?
Topics. Thank you. Yeah. That's the word I'm looking for. Topics. Any topics you guys want us to cover? Please, by all means, let us know. If you want to know about the history of Gundam, which we're going to start working on a little bit today, mechs, things like that. That's what we're here for. It's not always about the model kits. Sometimes it's just about the lore. It's about the anime and watching the manga and enjoying going back to childhood and actually watching cartoons and actually just sitting there and having your Fruit Loops and eating that shit too.
Exactly.
And you had a bug on you.
Thank you. But anyways, also, we do accept feedback. Feedback does help us. It helps us, teaches us where we can improve, and that's it. And keep moving forward. So let's get into it.
So the first thing I would like to show you guys is the original opening to Gundam, which was in 1979. Back in the day before there was DVDs and Blu-rays.
I think it was a year and 7 months before Dragon Ball Z aired. Just to point that out.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan, but I won't get into that because it's Gundam.
So, Yoshiyuki Tamoi? Yeah.
Tamoi. There you go.
He made Gundam, and he was one of the first ones to actually make it more into a drama show. Because you had Astro Boy back in the days, you had all these like Devilman and Big Robo.
Big Robo.
Yeah.
There was something else.
But there was always those mechs that always had
we had the original Mega Man show that came too in the 90s.
Yeah.
And that was complete
garbage.
Trash.
And I love Mega Man, but that was absolutely doo-doo. No, fuck that shit. No. Let's not do that. So, but he actually made about a kid becoming into the military, which most of the time it was always about an adult in the military or something along those lines, where there was somebody older and not a kid and not being pushed into the military. Where Amuro was the first Gundam pilot, and there was series behind it also. So you had Stardust Memories, you had the Zeta series, you had the movie Char's Revenge.
Yes, Char's Revenge. Then I think we went into, what was the other? I think we had the 00 movies.
Right.
The 00 movies, which check them out, by the way, they're very good.
And the Origins now, the remake of the Origins.
And as I'm hearing, it's rumored, Iron Blooded Orphans.
Yes, it ties in a little bit.
They're gonna do a movie for Iron Blooded Orphans, and they're gonna try to link it to one of the other Gundam shows. Because remember, every Gundam show is a different timeline.
In a different universe.
So it could be, no, it's not different. It's a different timeline.
Oh.
If you actually pay attention, it's a different timeline. Because I think the most recent...
No, but when it comes to different timelines, but when it came down to Gundam Wing, it was its own universe. Oh. Remember that? I mean, yeah, it had the space colonies and everything, but it was its own Pacific universe type of shit.
But when it comes to the different timelines, because Iron Blooded Orphans stated back in the day before the war, and which you will get into one day, Fire Blood Orphans. But one of the episodes explained that all beam weapons, all beam rifles, everything that had lasers, that had any combustion, was banned. Was banned from being used, was outlawed. So no mobile suit was equipped with anything like that. So all they do was regular bullets, axes, and swords. That's it.
If you ever want to look up a great mech that has to deal with that, and like it's art wise, story wise, there was this one mech show called Broken Blade.
Never heard of it.
If you ever have a chance to look up Broken Blade, it's 6 episodes, but each episode is like an hour and 20 minutes, and the mech, it was like the mech runs on Windows DOS. I'm not even kidding. Like me and my boy Dave, we were watching this, and he was like, "Yo, you need to see this," and he puts it on, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that shit was fun." He actually opens it up like a computer, and like, well, everybody else uses magic in this world. This was the only kid that couldn't use magic. So this was the mech suit that he had no magic, but it was all technology, and then they had like darts for bullets. So it was like little spears, and that's how they used bullets and like shoot other people. This thing was so diesel. He put like an arrowhead barricade and was butchering through people, like just like bombarding through people. But again, with all the Gundam shows,
Hi.
how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
How you doing?
Good.
Hi.
By the way, folks, we're live. You know, this is all fun. Customers will come to. Remember, folks, this is Real Young Hobby Shop on 5th Avenue and 60th Street. Come by, say hello to Kevin, see what they got. That's awesome. So, I'm gonna go into one of my favorite series, which is probably not one of yours, but
Is that the mics?
yeah.
You know what's funny? I only got halfway through.
Really,
I gave up.
it was. I liked it because it was political.
No, I like it because political. I just gave up. I give them a lot of anime. That's just me. I just give up halfway through.
I can't. I have to. Like, I'm one of those. Like,
I get back when I'm free. I get back to it, and then I'll continue on where I left off.
I have to finish watching the whole thing. It's like, as soon as I get, the only one that gave me a hard time was Destiny at first, like the first 3
See,
episodes.
but I actually watched the full thing of Destiny. I loved it because it was so political. People hated it. I think that was the main one that everyone hates is Gundam Seed. Gundam Seed, Gundam Destiny Seed, and then Gundam Destiny. Everybody hated it with a passion, and to this day, they still do.
I didn't hate it. I just, the first 4 episodes bored me to death.
No,
It
but-
was just talking shit, and then it was like, it was just talking, and then there was no action, and it was just, everybody was just talking. And then, after like the 5th episode, it just went and just took over.
That's the thing. You gotta give it a chance, but it's not every episode's gonna be full of action. It's very, very political. I think like once every like 5 or 6 episodes they'll have a very action episode, but that episode is so jam packed with fights. It's fucking amazing. Excuse me.
I like that girl that the girl who was trying to play both sides, that she was an
Double Agent, yeah.
yeah, the girl with the pink hair that her father died.
Yes.
Sorry, spoiler alert. Just let you know, folks. I've seen
Let's
this.
cut it there.
Yeah. But she was a psychopath though. Like she was like I'm sorry to say this, but the bitch level was over 9,000.
Yeah.
Like, cause she was playing one while she was engaged to another dude, and she was playing the main character and toying with his emotions so that he can protect her. And like,
Going back to what he said in the beginning, Gundam was more dramatic than it was
cartoony.
not even cartoony than action. They want to make you catch the feels. That's what it is. They want to make you catch the feels. Because I'll tell you right now, at the end of Iron Blooded Orphans, I was angry. And the G Gundam, I was pissed the way they ended it. Great shows. Hated the way they ended it. But Iron Blooded Orphans was a good ending, but I just didn't like how they ended it. That's it. It was a great ending. Don't get me wrong. But I hate the way they did it.
This one, I actually kind of did not like the ending to this one, actually, a little bit. It kind of ticked me off a smidgen because it was talking about new types and... Oh, so this is a vocabulary of the word today, folks. New types. If you're into Gundam, new types are specific people in military that can actually kind of see the future or control parts of a Gundam outside. Problem is that they feel what they kill.
Yes.
So...
If you ever watch if you ever watch Gundam Unicorns, Gundam Unicorn or 00, I think 0096, something like that, V96, you watch that, the kid, after he kills anybody or after anybody dies that he's connected with, he feels their pain. He
Good
feels
for
the emotion
season.
behind that person had before they died.
So if he was running a Gundam and he was a new type and he like stabbed me with the beam saber, he would actually feel like the saber going through me and burning me to death. That's how hardcore it was. So they used kids as tools and military tools, and they called it new type. But the only people who had it was the people in the space colonies who started having that sixth sense.
It's because they trained them. They trained them a certain way. They put them through such hardcore training.
Except in this one, where they actually forced them to make them, and they were killing children. That was another thing that kind of interested me about the show, because they were mass producing new types, and they were forcing children to become new types. So they were like their brains were exploding, and they were holding it down. But the military to this one, that's why it's called After Wars, is because the military used new types against the colonists.
Yeah.
And they ended up blowing the colony, and then the colony ended up falling down and destroying the Earth. So now the Earth is totally barren. It's like a wasteland, and it went back to like no money, just like bartering.
Well, there's one thing where we got to make clear to everybody: almost every single Gundam show starts off with a war. Period, plain and simple. It starts off. It begins and ends with a war. The only one that doesn't do that is Gundam Build Fighters. Period, plain and simple. Because that one's more of our reality. Kids building Gundams, and they get to virtually test them and play them in an environment, a simulated environment, and they do big tournaments and everything. But then it goes to another point where they start coming to life, which I will get into at another time. But
I'm actually interested to see what they're gonna do for season 3.
well, they're talking about after this season, they might start off a new Build Fighters.
Which makes sense because I don't think they have anything. Oh, good night, sir. I don't think they have anything else to do with this one except to bring back Renji.
Well, they're going to bring back the kid with from the first series.
Oh, the building one.
They're going to bring him back he's a little older, and I think he has a child.
Which would be interesting. So then it will go back into the generational thing,
Yes.
like the whole Gundam Age. Which, by the way, I did not know that that's actually one of the more hated Gundam series that people not seen, because
No, Destiny and Destiny Seed is the more hated if you actually look it up. There is a poll that's considered, just because it's so political, there's so much talking. Some people couldn't understand the politics behind it, because they actually, if you pay attention, it made sense. The politics made sense. It was based upon economy. It was based on what we're going through now. That's what it was based on. They had a horrible emperor, which I'm gonna compare him to our current president, not naming names, but yes.
well, then again, I would say the more political would have been the 00 one though.
Let's see what.
00 is the closest one to our reality when it comes down to.
But 00 was based upon the fact that it was based upon military. It wasn't even based about government. It was based just solely on military.
It was oil, the Middle East, and all that jazz, and religion. What makes 00 really interesting is because it's the first Gundam series that the character was not Japanese or black, like the the A Gundam, A-turn Gundam,
Turn A
Gundam. He was actually Arab, and he had to kill his family to get accepted into the group that he was in, which blew my mind. And the first freaking like 10 minutes of the show, you're like, what the hell's going on? And like this kid like bombards his family. Everybody's probably gonna be like, oh, that's what's his name from Naruto?
Okay. Sasuke's brother.
Yeah, that dude, that douchebag. I hate. Mind you, I am not a fan of Sasuke. Oh my god, Sasuke! Shut up.
There you go, Tachi. That's his name, Tachi.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin.
I stopped watching Naruto at the beginning of Shippuden, so I stopped caring.
But it gets to the point where it's like really like I can't stand that. I can't stand that whole I love Naruto, but I can't stand
the whole concept.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
and just so you know, please, I'm saying this for your benefit to save your guys' lives. Do not watch Gundam G Reconquista. Please do not.
Oh no.
That will, For me, it made my testicles hurt because how gay it was. I'm sorry.
Ah, damn.
Right?
Ah, damn.
I made it to the second episode and gave up. I wanted to break my TV and get a new one just because it felt like my house was dirty.
Shots fired. That's like.
I'd rather wear a romper and then watch that shit.
Woo! All right, that's shots fired. That's damn, son. You like throwing like freaking like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and like 3 episodes later, still like.
The females were more manlier than the main character.
I kind of feel like masculine. So yeah, that show was bad. If you like that show, you pretty much like No Man's Sky. Also, there you go. So as you see, I also, besides the Gundam series, there's also many other series that has been out since Gundam and Gundam inspired series.
Gurren Lagann.
Go Geiger. One of my personal favorites from back in the days, before like when Gundam came out and Transformers and all that jazz, was Macross, Robotech. This came out in 1980, 81. And if you've never seen Macross before, or if you've never even heard of Macross, please look it up. At least once, look up Macross, because they're actually on the verge of doing Valkyries now in Japan. So as I was talking about Macross and Robotech, they changed the name from Macross to Robotech in America, just like they do with a lot of things, like what they did with Street Fighter, where they changed because of copyrights or.
They changed a lot. In America, they change everything, and they I hate to say it like this, they whitewash it sometimes, or most of the time. Excuse me, most of the time, they whitewash it.
Ghost in the Shell.
But you know what? I'm not gonna complain about Ghost in the Shell. 'Cause I love looking at Scarlett Johansson.
So do I, but she's not. You know,
I don't care. For a Russian lady, she got a booty.
this is true. This is true. And for you ladies that understand this, de ocho grasiva. Yes. I used to work in a Russian area, so like they taught me many. You know what's funny? They taught me. I asked people to teach me Russian. All they told me was pickup lines.
That's a good thing. I wouldn't complain.
Oh no, that's a bad thing, especially when there's a 6'6" Russian guy and you just called him very pretty. Yeah, I got the.
Hey, listen. I don't discriminate. If he swings that way, just keep it to yourself.
No. I'm not going to the rainbow side anytime soon. No. But what happened was, yeah, I was working and I thought I was saying like bye, like
He was
later.
working at the corner. You heard him.
I got an itch right here.
There you go.
So,
Anyways, let's go back into this.
Anywho, let's get back into Robotech. So I'm playing the first episode. This is the first episode that explains how like the Earth was in World War III. Everybody was fighting against each other. Again, always most mechs start out with war with the Earth, with people just screwing themselves over.
It's always political.
Yeah, it's always some sort of political issue that we're always hurting each other. We're always beating each other down. We're always doing something absolutely stupid to each other. And this ship just comes out of nowhere. All races on the Earth stop. And they're like, wait, we're not alone anymore. I think we should look at what this is. And they take the technology from the ship and they change it and they call it Robotech. So
they integrated it.
Yeah, they integrated it to, but the problem was that they didn't even know what they were integrating. So as you see in the first episode, they totally messed up the ship. What they did was they ended up breaking the ship. If anybody's seen the Avengers and know the turbines, so imagine Tony Stark putting turbines in a ship that wasn't fit for the turbines, and the turbines ripped through. So that's what they did the first time, and all their turbines just ripped through, and the ship crashed back down, and they were like, "Damn!" But the only good thing was that they took F-14 Tomcats and they turned them to Valkyries, which turned into, like, if you can see right here, that's a Valkyrie, and it turns into a jet, into a half robot, into a full robot. Which, in the game wise, love this game. because I fulfilled like my anime dream because I got to like switch through different phases of this thing. But as they're talking, they're actually going back to the part where we were just talking about like World War III.
Another good show for you guys that's related, and actually I've checked it online. The Gundam got him interested, but he took a different twist on it. Metabots. Metabots back in the 90s. So Metabots was it's basically little robots about our size basically, and they do tournaments. It's not political in any way. It's just tournaments between robots and the creator. Now the thing is, now when you beat this robot and you beat it to a bloody pulp or whatever, you can take its pieces and integrate it into your robot.
AKA Mega Man-ish.
Yes.
It's Gundam Mega Man-ish type of thing.
But Metabots was great, and the thing is, what the Metabots was, it wasn't controlled. They had their own emotion. They had their own. There was an AI.
So it wasn't a Pokemon where Pikachu, you know, like
These guys can talk back. They can fight back. If they didn't want to listen to the guy, they'd be like, "You're an idiot.
yeah.
No."
But it's so great when you see them actually like talk back to them. Like I was actually waiting for them to like curse back at least once, be like, you know, like
It was a kid show. It was a kid show.
Yeah, I know, but but anime and stuff.
Fox 5 guys, those were the days. Fox 5
Oh
and
my
Channel
God.
11. Fox 5, those are the days because we had Metabots. I think at one point we did have Gundam.
No, Toonami had Gundam.
Tsunami had Gundam. That's right.
Toonami had Gundam.
Friday
Wing.
nights on Tsunami. That
Yeah.
was it back in the 90s.
Yeah, because that's when they had the new.
Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh's not really Gundam. It's not really. It's anime, but it wasn't.
Gundam-ish, except for like some of the Gundam cards that they had, because there was some mech cards that they had.
Yeah,
like,
Ancient Gears.
Yeah, there was a lot of the cards that were Gundam-ish.
Yeah, Machinas. I remember. I still played.
Yeah,
Well, I don't still play, but yeah, I did play.
but going to a series where it wasn't political, even though it was like the Earth like destroying themselves and people like really screwing themselves over. One of the more religious shows has to be Neo Genesis Evangelion.
Never heard of it.
Like this one, Neo Genesis Evangelion, it was the human race is actually being attacked by these things they call angels. So it's like these demon-looking things that are attacking. Pretty much what you guys.
Oh, Evangelion.
Yeah, Evangelion.
Oh, you see, the way you said it was wrong. That's why it threw me off. Evangelion, yes, I have watched. It's a great show. I actually ordered the PG. It's 1 by 40. Check it out. It's on Amazon. It was amazing. I found it for $130.
So what you guys would have Attack on Titans, we had Neo Genesis Evangelion.
Evangelion.
Thank you. So we had because
His English ain't perfect. I don't know where he's from.
whatever. So the best part was I'm not gonna give you a spoil I'm not gonna do a spoiler right now.
Yeah.
But need to see if you like Attack on Titans, you'll definitely like this show
Yes.
because this show definitely hits
home.
Yeah, but it's so religious. Like it gets into like. Didn't they actually try to do the spear, the fork thing on the moon in Japan?
Yes.
Just think about that for a second. There's a spear on the moon from Japan. Screw America with your flag. We're gonna put a spear. So, by the way, if you're a father, if this is the best Father's Day, best father ever in all time of anime right here. Douchery over 9,000. So, I'm gonna go even further back in time and talk about one of my all-time favorites, which by the way they remade. They actually remade one of my all-time favorite cartoon anime, which I didn't know was an anime back in the days until I became an adult and I realized I was like, wait a second, that's anime. As you see, I'm rocking the shirt. I love Voltron, Defender of the Universe all day, people.
Yeah, it was always an anime. You didn't know that?
I didn't know.
Voltron was always an anime, man.
But I didn't. I was
You know what it is?
5 years old.
You know what it was though? You know what the problem was? Because it was America's fault.
Yeah.
Whitewash everything. Bastards. I'm sorry. America too. So, whatever.
But yeah, of course they're gonna change the name from like Sasuke to like Keith. You know, like Keith, Brian, Billy, or something like that. You know.
In Family Guy, they said that Keith is the worst English name.
As Voltron's legend grew, peace settled
It's okay.
across the
It's dying.
galaxy. On
So,
planet Earth,
Voltron,
a galaxy
in my day,
alliance
was
formed.
like,
Together
oh my
with
God.
other planets of the solar system,
this blew my mind. And then the first episode was one of the more gruesome episodes.
Yes, it was.
horrible menace.
Because they had road beasts eating apart slaves.
Voltron
What they did was they just made it into a stew, and they never really explained it. They were just like, we're just gonna go over this subject a little bit and just let your imagination go, which is fine and dandy. But you can actually see this thing like you see people like all these like they're what like what the hell?
Remember, this is a different time.
Yeah.
But now what you got to remember is Voltron was another one of those shows. It's based upon war. That's number one. And I call it the Gundam version of Power Rangers.
Yes. Oh, this one reminds me back in the days when I was working for Toys R Us, and Gundam not Gundam. God darn it. Voltron had came back out with the third dimension where there was the 3D. American had to destroy.
Oh, it was a complete garbage show. I'm sorry.
Don't ever do it. If you ever want to see somebody spazzing out,
Watch it.
yeah, watch that, because they were talking like this. They look like
They were using more body language than talking.
yeah. It looked like rappers on acid. Oh wait, no, isn't that Future? Oh, never mind. Okay, so
No, not Future. It's more of the mumble rappers.
Yeah.
Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty. I'm not gonna get into more names because I hate every single one of them. But
again, we're old school, so my rap kind of stops with like 2004, 2005.
Mine stopped in 2000. Jadakiss is on top of my list right there. Boom.
Big
Anyways.
Pun all day. Rest in peace. But yeah, like those were the days when like Voltron. The first story is that World War III happened. The Earth destroyed their own planet, so now they're looking for other planets to inhabit.
They're looking to colonize somewhere else because they have nowhere to go.
Yeah, but they keep running into these things like Zarkon, like King Zarkon, that are rulers and like emperors in space, and they run into Eris, like mad white people for no reason. Where's the black people? I don't know, but yeah, they blamed it on Zarkon's robot forces.
Racist.
Anywho, so they find this planet, they find robot lions, and they make Voltron. There was 2 series actually. There was, of course, the main one.
There's more series than Voltron.
No, but the 2 main series from back then.
Oh, back then. Okay.
Back then was the 5 lion one, and then you had this one,
Oh,
the vehicle one.
the redheaded stepchild of Voltron. Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
So this one actually tells you that they're looking for other planets to inhabit and to colonize. That's the whole premises of this cartoon. What was hot about it was that it wasn't the 5 lions. This actually took 15 pieces to put together. It was a 15-piece robot.
The sequence was horrible.
Yeah,
Horrible.
but it was still one of my favorite ones because it had like mad people, and because they were all drama. I guess I kind of liked the drama back in the days because they were like.
If you guys want to see a dramatization of that, what he's talking about, just Google Voltron of the Robot Chicken. You'll figure it out.
Here goes one that was really good that nobody really talks about, and that was an American anime. And I say an American anime because that's the best definition I can give it. There was this one cartoon called Exo Squad.
Sounds familiar.
So it was a military anime, and they had like mech suits, and it was a squad of people. It was JT Marsh, and that was the main character, and they made these things called Neo Sapiens to farm and to go places where they couldn't go. Long story short, their creations ended up backfiring on them and attacking the people. I've never seen any other American cartoon on national TV that shows like the death of the main characters, and like they were like killing off like main characters. I was like, what the hell? Isn't he like he was actually in the intro scene? I was like, and then they talked about like diseases inside the Neo Sapiens and all this jazz. It was if you ever have a chance, and I'm sorry I didn't put it on here because I have it at home. I actually have it on DVD. It's called Exo Squad. Great series. It was 2 seasons. One of the best series on Channel 9. Matter of fact, it wasn't even on Channel 11, and it wasn't even on Channel 5. If you had New York TV, it was on Channel 9.
UPN.
Yeah, GPN.
UPN.
Yeah, UPN. That was, oh, geez, I'm nerdgasming a little bit. Hold on, folks. Give me a second. Anywho, back to this. So, going back to Voltron, after all these years of coming out with crappy shows after the original, they finally do something right.
And gave it to Netflix.
And that's right, they gave it to Netflix, and not just to Netflix, they gave it to DreamWorks, who did Kung Fu Panda and all them. And
it took an Avatar turn. Avatar Last Airbender. Great show, by the way, American anime. But they gave it to they basically the same people, and it worked well. They ran with it. They did well. People are just sitting by the Netflix and just waiting for the next season.
I went through both seasons, like almost a day. Like I had a show binge. Like it was so well written. The characters are really developed.
The amount of sarcasm is amazing in that show.
Oh my god! My only beef though is how badly they portray Hunk.
My only beef though is how horny the kid that has the blue lion.
Oh, you mean
'Cause,
Lance?
Yeah,
They made him a player in this one.
This kid walks around with the biggest boner every episode. You don't see it, but you can tell.
Exactly. Me being a big dude, because I'm a fluffy guy. I'm not skinny. I'm not Slim Jim. I know. Like I can't believe it's not butter. I'm not. No, please understand that. But in our time, we had Hunk, who was
big guy,
and he was not afraid to jump into battle. Like when people used to talk smack to him, he used to jump. He'd be like, "What?" And just like let's go.
You know what it was? It's because the Nickelodeon series Voltron, another redheaded stepchild of Voltron, ruined that image of Hunk, because Hunk in their version was a scared little piece of, but he was a scared fat piece of shit. Yeah. Excuse me. But anyways, he was really bad. The only thing, and his weapons were, I think his weapon was a shield in that one.
This one they actually gave him a Gatling gun, which I kind of
was cool.
Yeah, they gave him a Gatling gun, but I was expecting to see Jonah Hill. Like he's about to say like my name is Jeff. Like any second, I'm waiting for him to just like my name is Jeff. Like what is wrong with you? How do you get air sick when you're a pilot?
Well, he did overcome it.
Yeah, he overcame it, but it was like the first 4 episodes he had to overcome it.
Well, remember, they gotta appeal to kids.
I get that, but if you want to appeal to kids, appeal to every genre. Like make Hunk like the dude again. Make him, because there's not like skinny kids out there. There's not just skinny kids, because back in the days, my boy, like the one that I idolized, was the big characters.
Well, what you gotta remember is the way America portrays the big people. Because and I don't know if you noticed, in most movies, in most cartoons,
we're always doofy.
They're always doofy, scared, love to eat, or good at cooking.
Which we all do. We love to eat,
but that's the way America portrayed it. Back in the old one, he was just on point. He was ready to go. Granted, he had his reservations on things, but he was like, "I'll go where you need me." That was it.
Yeah, and like even though he had some doofy moments, like when he got stuck in the sand, like his feet, like Pidge would be like, "Oh, I know what size boot it's those, like size 15 boot." Like it was funny, but he wasn't a comic relief like now. Like as I said, don't get me wrong, the new Voltron is absolutely phenomenal. When I tell you this show, again, art-wise, character-wise, detailing. Oh,
but I think we're running out of time. Let's get into these products real quick.
So, yeah, we're gonna talk about each and every one of them, but like we're gonna also talk about like why. Like I have, as you see, I set up a whole couple of things out today because I want to show you about
this little Transformers book. I've never seen this before, and I'm scared to open it.
You never seen Bubblegum Crisis?
Nope, man, I don't want to.
Oh my god.
I don't like waifus. I'm not one of those. I love action shows.
It's not waifu. It's actually.
It seems very waifu.
It's not. This is pre-waifu. Let's just understand that. This is pre-waifu. pre-rifle. So these are everything that I personally have at home. Like last week, I brought my Gundams from home, and I tried to show you. This week, we're talking about different Gundams, different shows, different things like that. Transformers would have been an American anime if the first 6 episodes weren't Japanese. Yeah, but Bubblegum Crisis was a mech suit. Not all mechs are like giant-sized robots, like 30 feet tall.
Yeah, actually, there's it's a show called Blue Gender. You can look it up. It's an adult show. Kids do not watch it. There is nudity in there, but they don't pilot like these super huge like Gundams. They got things that are the size of like, they're about like 8 feet tall. They get in them, they beat up monsters, and they go home, and that's it. But that's what the show. But I'm gonna say this about Blue Gender. It starts off dark and stays dark.
This is true.
So be prepared for that. But kids, please do not watch this. If you're gonna watch it, make sure you have an adult. But I know the adult will not let you watch it upon watching the opening sequence.
Unless your adults are like the ones that like let your children play Grand Theft Auto all day.
Yeah. So please don't.
Try to not do that all day. So we're gonna close up today talking about the new products coming out. We're also gonna slowly talk about the Gunpla tournament.
Yes.
And how the Gunpla tournament is coming out. So we're gonna pull off the first drone, which is actually an Axe helicopter. As I said last week, new toys, guys. It's not always about Gundams, it's new toys. So you got helicopter drones. Go to the park, have fun. Take your kids, go, like, look at this. This is freaking amazing. Like, how awesome would you not be? Like, don't get me wrong, kites are always fun, like, but you have a helicopter. Tell me you want to play the Wings of Valkyrie. Like, beating the hell out of all the freaking kites out there. Like, I would so put a blade on this and just cut the kites off.
Now, see, for me, I would modify it to shoot stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Because well, you'll see me in the park shooting squirrels out of the tree. Shooting squirrels out of the tree. It'll be amazing. I might get arrested, but it'd be worth it.
Great. Peter's going to come after us now. That's great. That's awesome. I'm trying to kill kites and you're killing squirrels. That doesn't help. Anywho, so we're going to go to the next one.
Vista.
The Vista. Again.
Another drone.
It's a drone. Folks, the biggest thing now is drones now, and everybody loves drones.
Do not invade people's privacy.
Yeah, listen, folks. Just because you can put GoPros on this, don't mean you have to put GoPro on it. Just enjoy yourself. Have fun. Go fly high. Fly yourself. Yeah, there you go. But have fun. It's going to come out.
But this doesn't have a camera.
Oh, mother flower. This has a camera.
This has a camera, and it goes through Wi-Fi.
It's white. It actually goes through Apple, so you can actually put your Apple phone on there too.
This is Wi-Fi right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn it. Everything's in here, dude.
Yeah.
Everything's in here, even the batteries. The camera looks sick though. Like, imagine. You know what awesome this would be if it was on the Warthog from the collector's edition from.
Oh, from the Halo.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to do this. Be like. I would just bother my cats all day. My cats would hate me.
Next one's another drone. This doesn't have a camera.
No, this doesn't have a camera, but she's still purty. She's a little thing. She's so purty. I actually like this. This is actually something fun. This would be something that I would mess around with kites with. Like I would just cut the kites off. Like, how much is this thing?
Let's see.
Kevin, how much is this little one?
40?
Really?
It's $40, guys. $40. Comes with everything. Comes with the USB. Comes with batteries, other propellers, different color propellers, and that's about it. And a little tool and a controller.
Oh,
pick it up.
Please, for the love of God, put some music on this thing and put like that Valkyrie sound. And just start scaring the hell out of children, like bombing them with like little the snappers.
Yes.
You know those little. oh, just start dropping them on people. Just see the people out. Ah!
Okay, if I'm reading this correctly, everybody, the drone is rechargeable. The controller is not. Pick up batteries. Takes 4 AA's. Remember that. Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Next to the last one.
Oh, this is the big boy. So,
It's called a Andromeda.
yes. Actually,
Not-
it's called the Voyager.
All right, Voyager Andromeda.
And the real name is
Okay. Well, anyways, this is not a drone, so no camera. Screw all you guys, all you perverts. I know you're watching. I don't care.
Again, the store sells boats. They sell helicopters, planes. I just want to show off the plane. This is actually pretty badass. I actually want this now, just to mess with birds.
This is a good one to modify, to play with. I would personally change the colors on it. I would give it like a World War II theme with the little shark mouth and the green to make it look nice. Because of this reminds me of a World War II plane.
Yeah. You know what? How would we do this?
Or you can know it if you do this if you can build a nice little model city. You do for Independence Day, and the plane is the plane that ran through in one of the scenes.
Sorry, just like yeah. But so that's the end of today's show. I would again, even though I wrote in the comments, I would like to apologize for the copyright for being flagged for last week's episode. I reloaded the episode without the dedication. I actually shortened it. Again, it was a dedication to Chris Cornell. He was my all-time favorite singer from back in the days. We do appreciate everything. Thank you again, guys, for coming. We'll see you guys next week, and we'll tell you who's going to be the winner for next week's Gum, because this is the end of the month, and we just short of the month. So we're going to tell you who's going to win the Gunpla tournament,
and we'll show you the kits that won and lost. So, and also, I forget to say this all the time: like, comment, subscribe, notifications. Thank you.
Thank you.